Hey guys, my name is Yugh and I've been doing photography professionally for the past 1 year. And here are four of my shots that I feel like would be informative enough to show to the world and explain what was my thought process behind taking these photos. So there are four different categories here, starting off with events, product, motorsport, and wildlife. And I've added wildlife into this because that's what I've started with. Starting off with event. When I clicked this particular photo, this was an event that was happening in UB City called Anjana Deep, and I was shooting this for Red Bull India. So my whole thought process behind this photo was it's a very foggy, gloomy photo. So the first thing that crosses my mind is I can make a beautiful frame out of this because there's a lot of haze in the background, and when the light shoots through the person, there are like rays shooting off of him. So yeah, I guess that was my thought process behind clicking this photo. It was mainly a more artistic approach as opposed to document your classical documentation type. So moving on to the second one. This was shot back in 2022. This was a marketing campaign done for Red Bull India when they launched a new can. The goal behind this marketing campaign was to show different parts of Bangalore with the can in it. So this is in front of the Vidhan Saula. So how I clicked this photo was there's a setting on every camera nowadays. It's called frame shooting. So you toss the can in the air, you lock focus before you toss it in the air, and then you just click a burst of photos. So this gets you like multiple photos and you can just pick the best one out of it. So this took me roughly about 3 or 4 tries, but I'm lucky enough to get it on the third try. So another main mental approach behind this was to take a photo that nobody had ever seen before and to make sure that it's hard to copy. So yeah, try to make the style as original as possible. Okay, so this is motorsports. This is honestly, again, it depends on the perspective you go into this industry with. But in my opinion, one of the easiest things to shoot because it mainly depends on your concentration towards the bike you're shooting and also your capability to view things mentally. And when I say view things mentally, I mean artistically. So you need to be able to imagine frames with the whole composition and the background. Now this photo I've clicked here wasn't a coincidental photo. So the background you see there, the Rocky Mountain, that was pre-planned, and I set myself up in a spot where I could get the mountain and the bike in like the same frame. In my opinion, motorsports photography isn't really that hard, but it is a lot of work and you need to think of unique angles because there are over 100 photographers over there and they're all capturing the same angle as you. So it's not going to make a difference unless you try to take a different approach. Coming back to the roots of my photography, wildlife photography. So this was captured in company, I think in 2021. And wildlife photography is very different to commercial photography. You cannot compare the two because it's like night and day. You can't compare the two. This was a tiger we captured in Kabini, and I think this was on our 4th day. So the first 3 days we were there in Kabini, we barely saw anything. And the 4th day, I think this was our last safari, and we spotted a tiger, which was actually very lucky, I guess. And when it comes to wildlife, again, it's all about keeping the camera ready to shoot instantly because wildlife isn't something you can pre-plan. It's all about luck and it's all about being spontaneous. You need to be ready when it shows up. So this tiger, this was towards the end of our safari, and this tiger, like when we were on our way back to our cabins, this tiger just showed up on the way. So we had our bags packed and all of that, so we had to like quickly remove the camera bag and zip on the camera lens and shoot it immediately. But yeah, I was lucky enough to get a beautiful frame with this. So the main thing about wildlife is it requires a lot of patience and a lot of luck as well. So yeah, that's it for today's video. thank you for watching. So these are 4 photos that I feel like highlight my photography career. And yeah, thank you so much.